Good morning. Oh, I did it again. I always forget one more thing. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. On this 07.04.2025. Happy 4th of July, folks. It's the 249th birthday of these here United States. God bless her. Current time is 0613 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York where I live and reside. My name is Rich Roberts, at Fireman Rich over there on X, and that's Jack right there, the cat. I know the people that are listening to this on Spotify for Creators because we do repurpose this audio. Jack is sitting up here on the back roll top desk here, and we are getting our day started here. And we have a good hot cup of American coffee. Well, actually, I think the beans come from South America, but it's grounded here, so we have a good hot black coffee here. And it is mighty fine. It is mighty fine on this hashtag positive start to the day, hashtag PSTTD. And it is a major holiday here in the United States, and we're waking up to a grand day as far as that goes, to remember my countries that I love dearly and have blessed to have served uh, in its service in the military, the United States Air Force there. I've been out for a number of years and stuff like that, but I still carry that pride, if you will, of being an American, and glad that I am, and patriotism. And there's nothing wrong with that, being patriotic towards one's country. And uh, I count my blessings every day. But you can follow me over, like I said, over there on X at Fireman Rich if you want to. What the heck is going on here? This is acting sort of funky here. Let's see, we got that there. And let's see, let's go ahead and maximize it there. Keep the chat going on it. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Okay. So we are getting our day started here, and if you want to follow me, or if you follow, that's your choice. But you can, if you want to know what I'm doing, X is my mainstay. I do post on other platforms. Just Google at Fireman Rich, and you'll see all those other fine social media platforms that I do occasionally post on. Not as daily and to the point as X. X is my mainstay. But we are here on Rumble Studios, broadcasting into Rumble, into locals, into YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, X Live, and Kick. Why Kick? Just for kicks. And I forgot to put Kick up there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put Kick up there to see what we look like on Kick. Checking the platform, the network of channels that we have that we do. Oh, there we are. We're on Kick. Okay, the audio's good on Kick. And we have nobody on Kick. Oh, we got 70 followers. We picked up a follower over there on Kick. Thank you. And we have an excellent. I think I figured out the OBS on the KBS thing. It says it's excellent right now, so I got that dialed in. On Facebook Live, let's check the Facebook Live, and we are. Okay, we're broadcasting there. We're good on the Facebook Live. And then on X Live, let's see what we have on X Live. We've got nobody over there at this moment, but we are over on X Live as well on this July 4th, 2025, the 249th birthday of these here United States. And I wish everybody a happy 4th of July as we get our day started here and get cranking here. And I hope everybody had a good day yesterday. I did. We had. I did mow the lawns. I'm looking at the lawns. The lawns are looking nice. Jack gives his approval because he's done looking over there. And but we had some major storms here. Not necessarily where I'm at, but we had a severe thunderstorms that came in yesterday afternoon. The next county over, they got hammered a little bit. We have family members at their house. There's a tree that tipped over onto their pool and all that. Good morning, Thamer, coming in from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Thank you for being here, my good friend, and I hope all is well over there in the kingdom. And glad to have you here this morning. And you're ahead of us as far as you're in your afternoon where we're just waking up this morning. But we did have some severe storms roll by, and they were passing by my location while I was playing PUBG Battlegrounds when they were coming in yesterday at about 2 o'clock. I wanted to get the lawns mowed before 12, and I got it done at about a little before 12. I started early and got them all done, and they look very nice. And the rain that came, we did get some rain, but the thunderstorms that passed through, there was the major thunderstorm was north of us in the northern part of the county that got hit. There's some people up in the northern part of Tioga County that they don't have any power, and then Broome County got hit as well. Always good, always safe to have a good distance between the house and trees. Yeah, yeah, that's true. But we've got notification that we have a family member that their house has been pelted. That there was actually a lot of hail that came down about the size of golf balls, almost the size of golf balls. And we'll see maybe what's in the news here in a little bit. But they had a big tree in the backyard that came crashing down on their above ground pool. So that's totally and there's a lot of water. I mean, they got close. I mean, it just dropped about this much water in their backyard, over a foot. So it came down in like tsunami type weather, I guess you could say. This thunderstorm that came through was what did the National Weather Department there? National Weather declared it a damaging storm, and they very rarely call a storm damaging storm right from the get go. So there's still people without power, and I think just before coming on, I did see a notice on WEBO, the local radio station here in Owego, New York, in Tioga County, that the Binghamton Police Department is asking people in the city of Binghamton not to do any unnecessary travel because the roads they're toppled over. So you got power lines down and stuff like that. It was pretty bad. Where I was here, it wasn't that bad. We got some rain. I could see the real dark clouds to the north and the south because it just split right around where I'm at here in Tioga County. I'm in the southern part of Tioga County, and as far as that goes, but we'll see what happens, and they'll be bouncing back on their feet, I think, in no time as far as that goes. Let's see what else. Yeah, I'm always fascinated. Oh, the weather. As far as this morning, you can see that I'm wearing my hoodie. It's cool out this morning, folks. It feels like we transported back to like April and early May, with a cool morning, because the temperature is currently at 56 degrees Fahrenheit. 56. What's that? Yeah, the missus likes that because we've been having this hot weather. So this is a big time cool off right here. 56. We haven't hit 56. Last time we hit 56, I think it was the end of March and in April, I think. I think in May we must have hit, but that's 13 degrees Celsius currently on the thermometer. We got a nice 70 degrees here, but I had to close. We had one window open back here. I had the side window open here when I was setting up for Jack, and then I closed it. and it's cool. So this is feeling real comfortable right now. It's like you might be saying, "Well, it's summertime, Rich. What are you wearing a hoodie for?" It's cool this morning. It's cool. Um, but like I said, we had some storms yesterday, and today we're going to have. Let's see, get the world times and temperatures up here for a minute. Um, let's see, as long as no leaking or flooding around you. Yeah, it did really. We weren't impacted, Thamer. It was to the north part of our county and the next county over. They were severely hit. They got the blunt of the storm. We're just a tail end. We had a lot of rain. I was playing PUBG Battlegrounds with Wingnut yesterday, and I had the Doppler on here, and there were pop-ups, pop-up thunderstorms that they just popped right up there because of the atmosphere conditions were just right. So, and I told them, I said, if I get disconnected, it's basically I got a power line down that took down some telephone lines and some internet lines and stuff. So, because all our lines are above ground as far as that goes. But we're going to have mostly sunny today. High is 79 degrees Fahrenheit, so under 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds out of the north by northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So it did get a little windy yesterday, but not as much. I saw them rolling in. You can see them rolling in from the west. The west, that's the west right there. Comes rolling in. It was just dark, but it was mostly dark way up north, and then down to the south here in Pennsylvania. So, but let's see. Sun rose this morning at we changed 5:36. Okay, there we go. And 5:36 a.m. the sun rose. That's about let's see, 48 minutes ago. It's currently 6:24 a.m. here in southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside. And the sun will be setting at 8:45 p.m. this evening. And yes, we do have we have a generator. We got a generator. We had two floods years back here. We had a minor flood, or no, actually, it was there was a power outage that happened years back that took out the whole electrical grid to the northeast. Okay, for about 10 days, and the missus had just gone shopping, so we dumped about $200 to $300 worth of groceries, and that did because there was no power, and I didn't have a generator on that first. And that was right after the first. I would call it a minor flood because it didn't really impact us, but though the river levels were high. A few years later, I think that's 2016, we had the major flooding, and I did have a generator. I got a Briggs and Stratton generator. It's a 5,500 kilowatt or 5,000, 5,500 watt generator. So we do have generators, and then I have a deep cell battery that I keep 125 amps for lighting. Also, that can last. I can hook up like 4 lights in the house here to that, and it lasts. It lasts more than 24 hours as far as that goes. So I do have the generator and the backup power things there. Hey, Captain Rehab coming in from the city of brotherly love. I hope. Did you get impacted by the storms yesterday afternoon down there in Philly? We got our neighboring county, Broome County, Binghamton, and the Tri-City, the Triple Cities area got hit pretty hard up there. A lot of people out of power still right now. No, you didn't. Okay, yeah, that storm came. It came running through, as far as that goes. And Captain Rehab says, "Good morning to the missus." There we go. Okay. Thank you, Captain. So the storms, we'll see. We'll see what's in the news here when we get to the news, and because we didn't really get into the news Wednesday. Wednesday, if you weren't all here, I did do a presentation of the anniversary of a fire that I was involved in, and the cover picture of that is me climbing up the aerial ladder. I was part of the ventilation team on top of the roof of this 3-story building in Owego, New York, and on the River Row It's called the River Row fire, and it took out a chunk of building there along that street. And it's been 25 years since that fire. I was like, wow, that was one of the largest structural fires that I've ever been involved in, where nobody was hurt, not even a pinprick. No, no, no. I don't think no. That would be a no to your question there, Captain Rehab, about the bird. I don't think I've ever seen the. I don't think I've ever seen this bird crapped. So that's no problem. Captain Rehab with his comments there. He's on a roll already this morning. So it looks like we're going to be sunny all day today. But it was nice having the storm come through because I just got done mowing, and an hour or two later it starts raining. So it's nice that when you just mow the lawn and you get a nice rain, it sort of almost felt like I turned on the spigot to water the lawns. Okay, our world times and temperatures as I speak, starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 12:28 a.m. Cloudy skies with a little clearing, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. In Phoenix, Arizona at 3:28 a.m. Clear skies in Phoenix, 79 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City at 5:29 currently there. Cloudy skies, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. In New York City at 6:29 a.m. Sunny and clear, 68 degrees Fahrenheit there in New York City, the concrete jungle. Incidentally, I did get a message last night, and I noticed that I don't know if I think she was here Monday, but Wednesday it was noticed that Tina was not here, and she did DM me last night via X, and she's getting some tests done in the hospital. She has an, um, an issue right now, and they have to get the results of the test to see what. I'm not going to go into specific, but I would just want to know that we noted. I did notice, and I'm sure you all noticed that Tina was not here. She's a regular uh, here on the broadcast in the chat on the Twitch side, and so we're thinking about you, Tina. You were definitely missed as far as that goes. I appreciate you giving us a heads up, our thoughts, and we're. You're in our thoughts, and we're praying for you. And she's doing okay, I guess. And then we just it's one of those things when you get up in age, you got things that don't work, so you go to the doctor, and you get them, you try and get them rectified. So I think Tina will be back here. Hopefully, she'll be keeping me posted. Tina, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you very much keeping us updated, because it's one of those things. You get a regular person, you say, well, what happened to Tina? Tina, as a matter of fact, she thanked me this morning for sending her a response last night. So she is doing good, and I'm sure she'll be back here in the chat on the broadcast very soon and stuff like that. As far as once she gets take care of, because those are things we got to take care of when we're part of our daily things. If we have something that's going, we got to have it taken care of and stuff. So we'll still be here, and we expect. Well, we don't expect, but we'll be good to see Tina back again once she's here. So I just wanted to make that note as far as that goes, because she does usually contribute to the weather here. So and I'm going to continue with or not the weather, the world times and temperatures. So we don't have any report from Jersey. She's our Jersey girl, and we appreciate her being here. And we're thinking about you, Tina. So just listen to what the doctors have to say. Listen to what your daughter says. I know it can be hard sometimes, taking directions from others, but they have their best interest at heart. So thank you again for the correspondence there via X. I appreciate that. And let's see. Thammer says, let's see. I guess in New York, you don't need sprinkler system when you have the amount. Well, they got a bucket. It came down in bucket loads out there, because we got pictures of the missus got pictures of her sister that lives in Binghamton, and was like a good foot of water. They didn't have any water in the basement, so it all pooled on the surface. But it came down and it was one of those storms that you just it was sort of like a hurricane tsunami type of a storm, because there was a lot of damage, and but nothing that they can't recover from. So the family members that are up in the Binghamton area, they're safe and stuff like that. They're just pissed off because they got a lot of damage around their house as far as that goes. Yeah, we want a speedy recovery for Tina. Thank you, Tamer. Yeah, she wanted to, because even though she's not here, we still think about her and stuff like that, because she's been very consistent as a viewer, and I do appreciate that, Tina, as far as that goes. So just to make note of that, because it's more than deserved. So we'll see her back here soon and stuff. So thank you, Thamer, for that. Yeah, speedy recover for coming from Thamer. Speedy recover to the Tina from Thamer. Okay, continuing on with our world times and temperatures as we skip. Excuse me. I had to clear my throat there. Let me get some water. Always have my flask of water there. Let's see. Continue with our world times and temperatures. Crossing the pond, the Atlantic Ocean, in Cork, Ireland, at 11:34 a.m. Cloudy skies, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italia, 12:34 a.m. or p.m. I'm sorry, p.m. It's not nighttime there. So 12:34 p.m. in Milan. Mangia in Milan, Italia. It is 12:34 p.m. Sunny and clear in Milan, 93 degrees Fahrenheit. They have some warm temperature this week there in Milan. They've been in the 90s. Going to Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's where Thamer's from, Riyadh. At 1:35 p.m., Thamer, I'm showing it's sunny and clear. You got 108 degrees Fahrenheit. What's 108 degrees Fahrenheit? Let me see. What's that in Celsius? 108. 108. 42 degrees Celsius. It's hot, I guess. 42 degrees Celsius. Wow. That is hot. Going to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia at 6:35 p.m. in their early evening. Sunny and clear, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. In Tokyo, Japan at 7:35 p.m. Is that rain? No, okay. Cloudy skies in Tokyo, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And down under on the great continent and in the great country of Australia, great friends and allies to the United States, the Australians are. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. I like saying that because I never met a bad Aussie. I met a few of them back in my Air Force days when I was stationed over in the Pacific Rim area. Let's see, Melbourne, Australia at 8:36 p.m. in their evening, 54 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy skies with a little clearing there in Melbourne. And over to the east in Sydney, Australia at 8:36 p.m. also clear skies, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And those are world times and temperatures as I speak. Never been to Australia. I'd like to go to Australia sometime. That's on my bucket list, I think. But I'm not going there anytime soon. Not anytime soon. No. Okay, let's see. Let's check. The washer's getting done. Let's see. Down under, exactly, Thamer. Down under. Have you ever been outside of Saudi Arabia, Thamer? Where have you visited? What countries overseas have you been to? What's your favorite country that you've been to outside Saudi Arabia? Mine is Italy. I love Italy. Italy is by far. I love Italy. It's a great place. That would be definitely a go back to if I had a chance. If we didn't have any cats, we got too many cats we got to take care of as far as that goes. So let's see. We do have a thought for the day as far as that goes. This thought for the day is from a wise old man, a long time wise old man. We're talking he lived back in BC, 427 BC to 347 BC. UK and Middle Eastern countries. Okay. So I've been to the UK. I stopped over in the UK for about maybe an hour and a half, enough of time to get off the airplane there at Mildenhall, Lake, or it was Lakenheath Air Base. Um, this is back in the 1981, I think. And I was visiting my sister over in Germany, so we had to stop in England at Lakenheath, and we had enough time to go to this pub right outside the gate there at the base. It was called the Bird in Hand, and I had a warm beer, and then I was back on the plane, and we hopped over the English Channel into Germany. Our thought for the day comes from Plato, an Athenian philosopher and student of Socrates, who was considered a key figure in Western philosophy. So, Plato, we have a quote from him, and it goes as follows. And let's see, where is it? Here it is. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. In most cases, people are. They're fighting their battles of daily life. So Plato says, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. And it's just a reminder that everyone experiences struggles and hardships in their lives. So you got to be kind. You know, we used to have we had this saying as far as kill them with kindness, kill them with kindness, and stuff like that. And let's see, Thamer says didn't like London, but I liked Lancaster City, very calm and authentic. Oh, okay, that's cool. Or Leicester, Chester, yeah, Leicester, not Lancaster, Leicester. I guess that's how it's pronounced, Leicester. Yeah, I like those. Yeah, London is just a big city and stuff like that. You know, you live in Riyadh, so you know what a big city is like. So they're pretty much the same. There are differences, but a big city is a big city. There's just too many people concentrated in one area. So again, Socrates is telling us um, that even if you don't outwardly, um, let's see, it's a reminder that everyone experiences struggles and hardships in their lives, even if they don't outwardly show it. So you got to be. You have to be, it's always good to be kind. Good to be kind. So thank you, Socrates. God bless and Godspeed. Um, I had enough with big cities. Okay, yeah, you would. Okay, let's see. I think the last time I was down there in New York City was when my brother passed. It was just before my kid brother passed down there in the Veterans Hospital in Queens, New York, and I had visited him a couple times before he passed, and he had some complications, and um, you know, thinking about you, Willie. Um, he passed too young, um, but New York City, I, I I went down there so many times when I was growing up, in Brooklyn, spending summers down there. That I know what you're feeling. Though I had enough. I want to give me the country, give me the wide open spaces. So I can agree with that statement totally, Thammer. Thank you. So there's our thought for the day. Our national day today. Well, of course, after this broadcast, I'll be putting the flag up, and the POW flag, MIA POW flag up on the front porch there. It is Independence Day, that's the national holiday here in the United States. So you may want to celebrate it over there, but um, if you want to be part of the party, it's the 249th birthday of these here United States. So next year is going to be a very significant birthday party, and I'm just glad that we have a president in the Oval Office right now that I can enjoy this next year as far as going into the 25th or the 250th birthday of these here United States and stuff like that. And fireworks, I guess, not since your fireworks, I guess, not since you're a firefighter. I don't light them off though. I like watching them. We have some fireworks here. I got to talk to the missus if we can hear them. Believe me, we can hear them. There's some fireworks off in the distance that we can see and stuff like that. There's always fireworks going on, but I never really got into lighting them off that much because of the danger factor. I just don't. I can't see having a firecracker that's the size of a golf ball. Like I guess that's called an M80, and you light it, and it has a potential of blowing your hand off. It's like just for a loud bang. Nah. I like the ones that go up in the air and sparkle and stuff like that. And we'll watch. We'll probably watch some special on the TV tonight. Usually they show the fireworks in New York City and stuff like that. There are pretty good fireworks down there. But each year on July 4th, the United States of America celebrates its Independence Day. It's a federal holiday commemorating the adoption of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776, declaring independence from the Kingdom of Great Britain, the Empire of Great Britain. Hashtag Independence Day. Hashtag 4th of July. That's what it is with the hashtags. For nearly 250 years, actually 240 years, 49 years, the country has been celebrating this day in history that inspires us still today. It does. It really does when you think about it. These national holidays give you a chance to pause and think about. On July 4th, it commemorates, our communities will host speeches and ceremonies across the nation, parades and all that. Across the country, people crowd cities again for parades, festivals. Cities deck their streets with the red, white, and blue. They put flags out. I'm going to be putting my flag out this morning. So there will be fireworks. So today is Independence Day. That's the national day today, especially here in the United States. It's a long weekend. That's what everybody likes, though. It's a long weekend. Does shops close? Most of them do, Thammer. The post office and banks are closed. There are grocery stores that are open, and but they probably close right. They'll close early and stuff like that. So there's some stores they have sales. There's always a mattress sale going on Independence Day. It's either in February the president's birthdays, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln's birthday, or else it's Independence Day. You see these commercials and Independence Day sale for a new king or queen size bed. As far as that goes, so let's see. So yeah, there are some store there. I think most of them close down and stuff, but for the most part, there are some that are open still. It's a big holiday. It's probably one of the biggest holidays. I would say New Year's Eve, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Those are the six big ones here in the United States. Uh, what's that? Will be nice having full English breakfast on 4th of July. No, no. I'll have my Cheerios. That's a good American breakfast right there. It's healthy for me. That English breakfast, ooh, that's laden with a lot of stuff there. That's known as a big breakfast here in the United States. So let's see. Yesterday, Oh, this would have been a good quote. Here's a good quote from John Adams. Here's an extra thought for the day because it's the 4th of July from John Adams. He was the president of these here United States. And his quote goes, "You will never know how much it has cost my generation to preserve your freedom, and I never will. I hope you will make good use of it," John Adams. And I think we are. The American experience, the United States of America's experience and um, story continues even to this day, as far as that goes. Um, have you tried black budding before? What is? Do you mean black pudding? Where's the B? No, the P is. What's black budding? I have no idea what black budding is. What is black budding? I gotta. Captain Rehab is laughing. Let's see. Let's see what black budding. What's black budding? Oh, that's a sausage. No, no, no. I don't. Let's see. Black budding is a type of blood. Oh, that's a blood sauce. Okay, yeah. No, I don't. I talked about this is something Wingnut he likes. He's an Englishman. He says he loves it, and cereal like oatmeal. It's a flavorful sausage, often mildly dispensed. Yeah, okay. It's an English thing. Yeah, and it's I'm not talking about the English now. This is an American holiday. We kicked the British out of here. So um, pudding. Oh, black pudding. Oh, they even that too. But there is something called black budding. That's a sausage, and then black pudding. No, never tried it. Never will. Don't want it. Some of the food, I don't think I never, I don't think there's any food from England that I like. I love Italian food. I like German food. German food has some good food. I love, um, uh, there's some Asian, well, I like the American Chinese restaurants we have. They make good, I don't know if that's really authentic, but it's derived from that. Philippines, I don't think they have a national dish there. I've been to the Philippines, Korea the same way. So English tea is nice. Okay, I like my coffee. We threw all the tea over the ship there during the Boston Tea Party because they wanted us to pay taxes and stuff. We should do that today with all the. Well, actually, yesterday, that big beautiful bill passed Congress, so President Trump is expected to sign that piece of historical legislation into law today on the 249th anniversary. So that means the tax cuts that we have are going to be continuing, which helps a lot of people. There's no more taxes on tips, no more taxes on overtime. So that's extra money in the back pocket of the average American. Are there some bad parts? I guess there's some bad parts of the bill, but I don't think there's any bill that's 100%. So you're not going to please all the people, but that got through Congress yesterday. The House of Representatives finally put their seal of approval, and it goes to the president for a signature today. So, as far as that goes, so our taxes are not going to go up. There's some spending in that, but I think in the long run, it's going to be beneficial to the country to where it's going to make us more prosperous and stuff. That's the whole mechanic. In income tax about to have cut, and their taxes are going to be cut too. There's no more tax. Thamer, you got to understand, there's people in this country that they live on the tips they make in the job that they're at. Okay, they make good tips, but they have to pay taxes on them. Do they declare all the money? I don't know. I can't speak for that, but there's no more taxes on tips, so that's tax-free money, and also on overtime. I did a lot of overtime when I was working, and I would get up to like my fair share, which would be about maybe 10 hours of overtime a week if I was going to do that. Sometimes there's a couple weeks when I was working at IBM, I had over 20 hours overtime. about every other week or something like that. There was 2 weeks in a row. I was working 70-hour weeks because there was that much overtime, and it was stupid. But when I got my check, I didn't get the taxes they took out when I was on overtime. It was like, where's all my money? I did all this work. Of course, you get a lot of it back at the end of the year on your tax return, but I want the money now. So that's going to help a lot of people. So that's one of the um, items that President Trump campaigned on, and there's some other things in there that's going to help our military, help their secure our southern border as far as that goes. And it's one of the reasons I voted for President Trump, and I have no regrets. I know some people, they got that Trump derangement going on still. I just laugh. It's like, okay, you know, I'm still looking at the people that, and that's the downfall right now of the Democratic Party. They got to put that. They're talking about putting Biden behind it. Why don't you put Trump behind you? They have no message. All they do is bring up Trump, how bad he is, and he's not bad. He's not a bad guy. Okay, I can honestly say that for myself. I don't look at him. He is the president, and is he doing some things I may not like? Yeah, but overall, I think he's doing an outstanding job. So, and the polls show that. So, and these people on the other side, they're saying, well, those people, they don't know what they're talking about. You're talking about there's 77 million people that voted for this man. You're going to say 77 million people in the United States are nuts? No, I don't think so. The person that makes that type of statement, they're the ones that's nuts. They need to look in the mirror again. So we'll get off our soapbox. This is the 4th of July. We got to enjoy it. Okay, yesterday I did have the audio podcast there. We had as far as that goes, and it concerned coffee. It's an article I read yesterday. I should have read the week before, but I forgot to read it. But the good, interesting article was about coffee, and I did post over on my X page at Fireman Rich the other day that from Science Alert, that coffee is actually good for you. It makes you live longer. Let me get to the article. I thought I had the article here. What happened to it? What happened there? It just went bonkers. Oh, I know why. Jeez, I forgot to plug it in. It's probably looking for power. Hang on. Let's see. I plugged it in. Okay. Let's see. It should be right about here. There it is. Black coffee is linked to a lower risk of death. That's the article I read yesterday. And they're, like I said, over on X. I think it was the other day. What is it? There was a Science Alert. Yeah. A new study has found that coffee drinkers tend to live longer, but only those who put little or no sugar and saturated fat, that's that creamer stuff, in their beverage. One way of drinking coffee could help you live longer, studies finds. Black coffee is linked to a lower risk, so hold the cream and sugar. And basically, it's a study that came out of Tufts University, and it was published in the Journal of Nutrition. The study found that the consumption of 1 to 2 cups of caffeine coffee, which this is caffeine coffee, per day was linked to lower risk of death, with the amount of, well, it just lowers your death rate on certain mortality risks. And but you got to hold the sweetener, the sugar, and the cream and stuff like that. They found that 1 to 2 cups of caffeine per day was linked to lower risk of death from all causes of death from cardiovascular disease. And compared to drinking black coffee as well as coffee with low levels of added sugar. So it's a study that it took place between 1999 and 2018. It involved 46,000 adults for 20 years that are 20 years or older that took part in this National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. And coffee consumption was categorized by type, caffeine or decaf, and they found that um, it by 17, if you drink 2 cups of coffee a day and you don't put any creamer and stuff like that, it your chance of dying is lowered by 17%. So I think I'm in a good part there. So the missus had 2 cups of coffee the other day. You having 2 cups today?
No, my second cup.
She's on her second cup. Oh, okay. Let's see. He's handling the tariffs thing quite well. Made deals with UK, China yesterday, and made. Yes, I saw that, Dammer, and I'm all for the tariffs. Okay, the tariffs. We've been the thing. The people that are against the tariffs, they're not bringing up. They're not bringing or identifying the fact that this country, the United States, has been raked over for years by other countries. Okay, and that's been. And if you look at it, that's part of our deficit was us buying stuff from, and I know we live in a world where we all have to work together and do business together, but let's do it fairly. The United States has been raked over, and I think there's evidence of that everywhere as far as how much this country's been taken advantage of. And we have somebody that's in the Oval Office that says, hey, no more. The people, if you look back on history, before the income tax here in the United States took effect, and that was back, I think it was just before Roosevelt, thereabouts, okay, in that time period. Back in the early days of this country, that's how the government got its money, was through tariffs. People don't realize that. Tariffs are not a new thing, okay? I think this president is using them as a tool to tell these other countries, hey, this is the United States. We'll be fair with you, but don't overexceed that fairness. When we have a trade deficit where it costs, if I want to import or export a Harley Davidson over to India, and I'm just using, that's an actual example, and that Harley Davidson, they put 100% tariff on it. So that means that person has to pay double. And a Harley Davidson, they can cost anywhere from, $35,000, $45,000. So they're up in the $100,000 range. They have to buy that, and we have that's ridiculous. There's countries they're using their tariffs and on the back of America making money. Okay, so we're just countering that. So in Vietnam, we have they made the choice. I saw that yesterday, Thammer, that they're opening their markets, but we still have a little bit of a tariff on them. They said, but they're okay with that. So countries are going to have to start waking up as far as that goes. There's a new sheriff in town. We're not going to be a pushover, basically, like the last president. Again, another reason why he's in that office and was elected by 77 million Americans. Okay, and I think Kamala Harris, she ended up getting, I think 75 million. Okay, because she lost the swing states. That was the difference of that election. Tony D is in the house. Salute to you, my friend. The missus says good morning. My brother veteran, my good friend, and fellow broadcaster. You have the day off, I take it, right? Let's see. Tony she's salute to you, my friend. Mrs. said good morning. Hashtag positive start to the day to you, my friend. He's checking out all the networks. And Tony saying hi to Thammer. Let's see. And Tony D, there he is on the Facebook. Thank you, Tony, for that. And let's see. I think you probably put it on the X Live, or will be putting on the X Live. And Thammer, Tony saying hi to Captain Rehab. Captain. And Thamer saying hi back to Captain Rehab. So we got 2 people over there on X. Thank you very much as far as that goes. And oh, that's the washer. Okay. So that was a good article yesterday. So if you're a coffee drinker, I can remember back when before I started drinking coffee, it's probably one of the reasons I never tried. Oh, that's bad for you. It's like, no, coffee is, um, it can lower the risk of various mortality um, for a person, loss of life by 14 to 16%, depending on how much you thing. Okay, Tony says down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, where he's at, 74 degrees currently, 92 for the high. It's going to be hot down in Warner Robins. 74, mostly sunny. Very good, Tony. And you got the day off, I take it too, or you don't tell me you're at work. If you're at work, then thank you for your service, but you should have the day off, a long weekend for you. Do you have any? Let me ask you this, Tony, if you're still there. Do you have any indications of when you're going to be doing any type of broadcast here? I don't know. Go ahead and put it in the chat there and stuff. I haven't really seen you that much on the live streaming bit. Oh, you just woke up, so a day off. Okay, very good. Sleeping in. That's always good. Good to sleep in. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. You got the weekend off. Or no, do you have to go into work tomorrow though? That's the thing. You got the full 4th of July weekend? Hopefully you do. You deserve it. Okay, let's see. We're going to do 100 years ago. Oh, there's the black cat. Okay, let's see. Let's bring that back here. Let's see. We're going to set up for 100 years ago. Let's see where this goes here. And I did broadcast last night, Lord of the Rings Online for 30 days. I got a new setup right here. I've got my OBS. It's tied into Rumble Studios directly now. And stop. Let's see. Going out of town for the weekend. Should be back and running next week. Okay. All right. Well, have a safe trip on the weekend there and stuff. Drive safe. Watch the roads. As far as that goes, sir, you got the crazy people out there driving and stuff. Let's see. Let's get this set up for 100 years ago. Banner is off. Oh, let me see something. I want to see something. No ingress. What's ingress? Let me see what I got to see what this word means here for a moment, folks. The active fact of going in and entering. Okay. Tony says, what's Tony say? He's on the YouTube. I've done a couple of short videos, but a busy. Yeah, I've seen that the AI stuff that you're doing. Okay, busy month for you. Okay, but I've seen that. Your various looks, I guess I'd say. It's always fun to play around with the AI. Let's see. What is this? This is... Okay, we got that on the history there. Okay, let's go ahead and bring up 100 years ago today. Let's see. 100 years ago. There we go. And we got the young lady from Fox 40. And we'll see. There she is. And we'll go ahead and play this and see what happened 100 years ago as of July 2nd, which was Wednesday. Okay. We'll see what happened and see.
Continue our segment on sharing some of Broome County's past, a cow in the lost and found. Broome County historian Roger Luther has this story and more in tonight's installment of 100 Years Ago Today, brought to you by UHS.
100 years ago today, this Friday marks the 125th anniversary of the founding of Binghamton. It was July 4th, 1800, when General William Bingham authorized the establishment of the community now known as Binghamton by General Joshua Whitney. The annual 4th of July fireworks display will be held Friday night on the lawn of the Binghamton State Hospital. A modern new residence has just been completed for the president of the Felters Company. It's located in the new development on Avon Road near the Susquehanna River and was designed by Binghamton architect Walter Whitlock. And finally, a homeowner at the corner of Vestal Avenue and Jutland Road reports that a cow strayed to his place. The owner can claim it by identifying the cow and paying for the lost and found ad. And that was the news, July 2nd, 1925.
Oh, can you identify that cow? You need to prove that that was your cow. Oh my God. What is going on? That's what mattered 100 years ago today. The first one there, though, today is the anniversary of Binghamton, New York, because 100 years ago they were celebrating their 125th anniversary. Well, here it is 100 years later. It's its 225th birthday. They were established 25 years after the forming of this great country of the United States of America. And Binghamton is a major city, small city here in the southern tier of upstate New York. And so they had a big anniversary. Hang on for a minute, folks. Hang on for a minute. Okay, that's just a family there. The missus talking to a family member there. So 100 years ago, we had a cow that was it the homeowner and there reported that the cow strayed into his place. The owner can claim if they can identify. So how do you identify a cow? It's black and white, okay? But they had to pay for the lost and found ad. So I don't know. It's what are you going to do as far as that goes? Let's see. Let's go back here. So that was 100 years ago with Roger Luther. We're glad to see Roger Luther back. And as far as that goes, let's see. And other history that happened on this day in 1855, Leaves of Grass is first published in New York. Walt Whitman has a book of poems called Leaves of Grass. And I've read many of his poems when I was taking my literature classes there through University of Maryland. And he's a great American poet and writer. In 1946, the Philippines is granted independence by the United States after 381 years of colonialism. And we weren't into colonialism, so we were just saying, hey there, Philippines, you can, you have your freedom now. Let's see. I don't think they have this anymore, but it was in 2008. Direct flights across the straits between mainland China and Taiwan, which was used to be known as Formosa, commenced. I don't think they have those anymore. And then it was in 2009, the Statue of Liberty's crown reopened to the public 8 years after the 9/11 World Trade Center attacks. So that was just 8 years ago. They reopened that top portion. So. Let's see. We got this. Put that back on. And let's see. On the AP side of the history, of course, on this day, July 4th, 1776, a Declaration of Independence was adopted by a delegation to the Second Continental Congress in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. That's where Captain Rehab is at. And 1802, the United States Military Academy, West Point, officially opened in at West Point, New York, and I that's right down the road from where I went to high school, down there in Newburgh, New York. In 1817, construction of the Erie Canal began in Rome, New York, and I used to live up in Rome. That's where Griffiths Air Force Base used to be, right there. And I've seen the Erie Canal is still there. You know, growing up as a kid, I thought, oh, this is a big canal. It's not that big of a canal. It's big by standards back in the 1800s. 1826, 50 years to the day after the Declaration of Independence was adopted, former President John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both passed away. That's ironic, isn't it? Isn't that ironic? Big Juice, hey, happy 4th of July, everyone. And remember, drink all the liquor you want, and please shoot off fireworks until 4:30 a.m. Yeah, but don't drink and drive, right, Big Juice? Steve coming in from the great Buckeye state of Ohio. How you doing, Steve? Let's see. It was in 1831, the fifth president of the United States, James Monroe, passed away in New York City at age 73. Ooh. Of course, we talked about Leaves of Grass. And in 1863, the Civil War siege of Vicksburg, Mississippi, ended as a Confederate garrison surrendered to Union forces. And the commanding general of that campaign was Ulysses S. Grant. And in 1939, Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse of the New York Yankees, delivered his farewell speech. And if you ever heard that, it's very moving. His famous farewell speech, in which he called himself the luckiest. And that's the part that gets you. And when you hear him say, I'm welling up just thinking about it right now, because it is a good saying. He said, he called himself the luckiest man on the face of earth. God bless him. Godspeed. Lou Gehrig. The Iron Horse. Okay, so that's history. I just had a moment there thinking about Lou Gehrig. Great story. Great American story there, Lou Gehrig. If you ever watched Gary Cooper plays him in a black and white movie there. And it is a good inspirational movie. It's a classic. Let's see. Speaking of baseball, let's see. As of Wednesday night, we had the Phillies beat the Padres there, Captain Rehab. The Yankees lost. They lost again to the Blue Jays Wednesday night, 11-3. And I don't think the Mets played. Mets didn't play Wednesday. Last night, the Yankees lost again to the Blue Jays, 8-5. And the Phillies, did they play? Mets didn't play, but Phillies. Oh, Mets did play. They beat the Brewers 3-2. Okay, woohoo! They won. Today, starting the weekend, it's going to be a Subway Series, folks. The Yankees and Mets play today at 3:10 to start it off, and the Phillies play the Reds this weekend. So that's the baseball lineup for this weekend. Let's get to Thammer. Are you still there? Because we're going to get into the tennis here, and Wimbledon is continuing. It's going into the 4th of July weekend. And let me bring up the scores. And the tip? We called it the tip game. The tip game that we're going to follow up on. It was a number 12 American that the number 12 American went against a 61 seed. And guess what, Thammer? The 61 seed won. Right here. There's that game. He won. Francis Tiafoe from the UK beat Carmen Norin. So that was the game we were going to follow up on. And I sort of said, watch, the 61 seed is going to beat the 12 seed because he was on his home turf. So that's what happened Wednesday among all the other games there. Let's see. The other American won, Fritz. the second round, this guy Quinn, he lost. So the Spaniard, he won. He won his games 6-6-6 right across the board. So for today, well, there's Thursday's games. For today, July 4th, you can see they're whittling down. You got Fritz and, this should be a good game right here. You got the number 5th seed against the Spaniard. 5th, American's number 5. That's pretty cool. Here's the guy that beat, this is the guy that beat the American, the 61st seed. Nora. Is that what it? No, it wasn't Nora. What? He played yesterday. Let me see. Let me go back to that game. What's his name again? Yeah. No, it wasn't that. Oh, what was the game that we?
Yeah, but I don't know if we did.
Oh yeah, that is the game. Okay, that's the game right there. So we did. Okay, that is the tip game. And then, like I said, for today, here's the games for today. You can see they're getting whittled down. They're in the third round. And let's see. Yesterday, did Sin play? The Italian? He had to have played yesterday, right? I don't see him. Oh, here he is. He won his game. That's the guy. That's the Italian right there. Beat the Australian 6-1, 6-1, 6-3. So he waxed him. So he moves on. And he's the number 1 seed. So he played yesterday on Thursday. And then, like I said, today we got these games going on. And then over on the women's singles for today, you can see these games right here. There's the number one seed there. I don't know what country is she from. What country is she from? Let's see. They don't have her flag up there. I don't know why. She is from Belarus. Okay, so she's the player from Belarus. So, everything all right?
That was Dawn. I touched base with Dawn to see if she's heading up. And
Okay.
I was like, I don't even know if we can go up there.
Right. No, they suggest no unnecessary traffic going through Binghamton.
Right.
By the Binghamton police. So, okay, that's our other sister just following up on what's going up. So these are the games for today on the female side, women's side. And they're getting into let's see, yesterday's games. I don't know any of these players, but all the rest. So that's Wimbledon. And I think we lost Thammer. I don't think Thammer's here. As far as that goes. So that's our Wimbledon. We'll see what happens through the weekend. Of course, they'll probably get to where they get to the finals there come Sunday, I think is how it works as far as that goes. So, all righty. Here we have it. Oh, what's happening here? Okay, there we go. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a break here. We're at 1 hour and 11 minutes, and we'll come back and do some news. And you guys hang in there and just refresh the coffee. And we will be back for the second half of the Friday morning coffee here for this July 4th, 2025. And you guys just hang in there. We'll be right back. are back. We are back here for the second half of the Friday morning coffee on this July 4th, 2025. Happy 4th of July birthday to the United States of America. 249 years in existence, and God bless her. And I'm a proud American, and I'm blessed to be living in a great country. And I have no bones expressing that. But we are here for the morning coffee. We got a second cup of coffee. We're making ourselves healthy by drinking a second cup of coffee. You know, we lowered our threshold of mortality death there as far as 17%, I guess. That just makes me laugh. Oh, this coffee's good though. We're soda. On a Friday, we usually have we're gangbusters, but it is a national holiday, so some folks aren't here. Of course, I did mention earlier that our good friend Tina, she is taking care of some real life medical items that she needs to take care of, and she says she's doing okay, and she's got to see what the tests that she has to take and see what that. But she corresponded with me last night on X, and I just want to reiterate, thank you, Tina, for doing that. We're thinking about you. We will still be here, and we await you to come back. And so it's just that she's been a long-time viewer of this broadcast, so I got to recognize that she is missed as far as that goes, being in the chat there as far as that goes. So she has been in this broadcast for a while, so it's always good to mention someone that's been here for quite some time, contributing in the chat there on the Twitch side. And she does the Rumble, she's as far as that goes. But let's see what else we got here. We're going to be looking at the news. I didn't do the news Wednesday because that was the anniversary of a big fire that took place, that I took part in, and took place here in Owego, New York, the River Row fire, which I was part of the ventilation crew. And the cover art to that Wednesday broadcast is me climbing up the aerial ladder as far as being part of that crew. And we're up there for about, I'd say 20, 30 minutes. And then the crews there was two firefighting crew hand lines that were battling the blaze that was taking place just below us on the third floor in 3 false ceilings. And I guess it was right after about 20 minutes up on that roof, it buckled down a little bit. It was, we got to get off this roof. And then shortly after that, they called everybody out of the building because it was evident that the operation went from a offensive to a defensive, surround and drowned. So, but that's what happens. That's 25 years ago. It's hard to believe. 25 years ago. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and turn off the banner here, and we'll look, see what's on Fox 40 for some news. And full disclosure, Fox 40, WBNG, CBS Channel 12, WEBO, 107.9 radio station, or was it 107.1 here in Owego, and all these other news agencies that I may be referring to on these articles that we're seeing. I have no affiliation with them. Full disclosure, no affiliation, and I just is using their articles to show what is happening here in the southern tier of upstate New York, and we appreciate that. Let's see what we got. We're going back a ways. We did 100 years there. They did that. And 100 years ago, the fireworks store was robbed and the bandits were caught with burn marks in the hospital. There we go. So I'm going back to, let's see, do we have any? Okay. I don't think there's anything. Nothing on Fox 40 here. What do we got? Power outages. That's news there. Let's see. Okay, there's nothing there on Fox 40. Okay, let's go to WEBO. Let's see. Nothing on WEBO. Okay. WNBF. Let's see. Talking about fireworks. She's getting her breakfast there, Big Juice. If you can hear her in the background.
Taking care of dishes.
What's that?
Taking care of the dishes.
Oh, she's taking care of dishes. She's in the kitchen. You're hearing the noise. You and Captain Rehab. You like the sound effects. Let's see. There's nothing on WENY. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Of course, there's going to be fireworks. We're on WBNG. Let's go ahead and do this one here. Fireworks safety, as far as that goes. So let's see what this one is about here. This is from WBNG, Fox or a CBS affiliate, as far as that goes. And we're going to staying safe for 4th of July weekend. And yeah, you got to be safe, especially if you're dealing with those fireworks. So let's see what this one has to say here. Let's go ahead and bring this up. There it is, the young lady there. Let's turn off the camera and we'll get this one cranking.
The 4th of July tomorrow across the United States, millions of people will travel for the holiday weekend as people get in the holiday spirit, filling their cups up with spirits. How can people be sure to stay safe this weekend?
Just to say, did Big Juice is asking a question. Did you ever respond to a call about fireworks, Rich, when you were still, not directly, but our rescue, I was in the Air Force. Our rescue crew would often respond. I was always on the pumper side, the crew chief of the pumper, crew chief of the crash truck. We did have a rescue crew that would go out with the local base fire ambulance, and even here as a volunteer, I never responded on the ambulances and stuff. I got out of that stuff. It's too messy.
News' Kyle Spisak has a look at what you can expect the roads to look like.
AAA predicts 61.6 million people in the U.S. will travel by car for the 4th of July weekend, breaking a record for the number of people on the road for the holiday. But with that comes increased traffic and frustration on the road. New York State Trooper Aga Tinker says leave early to give yourself time to get to your destination.
With the increase of people going on vacation, you're going to see a lot more traffic. You might see more motorcycles, people pulling RVs, campers. So just make sure you give yourself extra time to get to wherever you need to go.
The 4th of July also means that many people will be spending the weekend drinking. So if you do plan on drinking alcohol this weekend, have a safe ride and do not get behind the wheel of your car. If you do, you will be pulled over.
Troopers are going to be out there and other agencies will be out there. And if you are one of those people that sees someone that's had a little bit too much, please make sure you take away the keys from them or talk to them about maybe staying the night so that they don't go anywhere and don't endanger anyone.
In the United States between 2019 and 2023, with 609 of 5,070 fatal crashes being caused from drunk driving.
So it's not necessarily the fireworks that can be a danger on the 4th of July. Of course, everybody's celebrating, and as far as that goes, and oh yeah, huge weekend for the campgrounds. Yeah, a lot of drinking going on. So it's not just the fireworks. You got to watch out for if you're drinking and celebrating. Do not drive, please. Okay, can't stress that enough. And as far as that goes, so it's not necessarily the fireworks. It's the people that are driving that shouldn't be driving if they've had a little bit of the alcohol there and stuff. Okay, that was. How about ban ban drinks during this day. Oh yeah, that won't happen, Thammer. Where were you, Thammer? I had Wimbledon going on. That guy that the tip game there. The number 61 Englishman beat the number 12 seeded American. How about banning drinks during this day? No, you can't. Not here in the United States. That'll never happen. There's people that like to drink their alcohol, Amber. That's just the way this country is. It's just like there's a very small percentage that would take that stance. I'm going to probably have a beer or two, but I'm here at the house. I like having an occasional beer. There's nothing wrong with that. Upset game for sure. Yeah, that was a big upset when I saw that score. But yeah, they tried banning alcohol in this country years back, Thammer. It did not work. So, but Big Juice says fireworks and alcohol do not mix. I agree with that. You've learned, so you've experienced it. Oh my God. Either you drink and watch or don't drink and shoot them off. Exactly. You can't do both. I agree with that. It's the same thing as driving. If you're drinking, do not drive. If you're drinking, do not fire off fireworks because you'll blow your hand off. And I wouldn't be surprised if most of those incidents are.
Don't drink and walk either.
Don't drink and walk. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know that from firsthand. Let's see here. What else do we got here? We have something with a little bit of the storm damage. One of the local parks. Get yourself iced tea, better choice. Yeah, that's good. Unless it's the Long Island, you don't want. I don't think if someone offers you a Long Island iced tea, Thammer, I don't think because I don't think you drink, right? You don't drink alcohol, Thammer. I'm just asking a question. I'm not sure if you don't want to answer. That's up to you, but I think because of you're from Saudi Arabia, because I know that country doesn't like alcohol and stuff like that, which is nothing wrong with that. That's just what the country prefers and stuff like that. Let's see. No alcohol and cigarettes. Okay. That's a good choice. Yeah. You don't want the cigarettes either, Thammer. Okay. Yeah. But if you drink in moderation, I used to drink a lot, but I don't drink as much as being older. I'll have a beer or two with the missus and stuff. That it's part of the custom here in the United States to raise a cold one to celebrate and stuff like that. But to get unruly drunk, that's a big no-no. That's just that's ignorant, stupid people. Okay, let's see what else we got on channel 12. Okay, buildings and grounds closed due to storm. This is up at Ossiningo Park. This is one of the parks that we have here in. That doesn't have. That's just there's no video there. Let me see if I can get a video here. School has to change the cooling center. There's nothing there. This gives you an idea. This is in Susquehanna County, which is down in Pennsylvania. This is 9 hours ago. A list of major road closures. Oh no, we can't do that one either. What the hell? They don't have any major. Okay, here it is. Binghamton officials warn residents against traveling following storm damage. So this is yesterday. This is concerning the storm yesterday, and this was a big storm yesterday, folks. The gentleman on the right, he's the weatherman for Channel 12 News. He was on the air. How come you didn't turn that on, did you?
I didn't have that channel on.
Yeah.
And now the other channels didn't.
Yeah. He probably gave a lot of good information. That's a good weatherman there. I can't think of his name right now, but Howard. Yeah, that's Howard. So let's listen to this one.
Easy going.
It's behind us. It's downhill, smooth sailing here into the 4th of July, and hopefully it didn't sustain too much damage. I know there's going to be. I think the damage reports that are going to come in here over the next 12 to 24 hours are going to be astounding. Yeah, and speaking of the damage, we do have multiple reporters out monitoring the severe weather damage. Let's send it out to Daniel Kern, who is live in Binghamton with an update. Daniel.
Yeah, that's right, Nicole. I'm here at the corner of Mulberry and State Street in Binghamton, where there are several trees down, including this one right here that was actually ripped straight out of the ground from the root. I've been here about 45 minutes, and in that time, drivers at this intersection, people in this neighborhood have actually stopped stopped at this location to take pictures, just in awe of the seismic damages that have been done here. Now, the storm peaked around 3 o'clock this afternoon, and ever since then, people in this neighborhood have been surveying the damages, clearing whatever debris they can from their yards. And in that time, police crews and fire crews have also been around here doing what they can. Now, Binghamton Police put out a notice around 4 p.m. today to not travel unnecessarily through the city if you don't have to. Now, we're going to go out to Kyle Spizak, who's in Conklin, with more storm damages. Kyle, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Daniel. And just about 5 minutes down the road from you over there in Binghamton, here in Conklin, behind me here, you can see a tree has taken down a power line right on Conklin Road. The stretch of Conklin Road from the Conklin-Kirkwood Bridge right down to about where the annual fairgrounds are is closed currently. There's trees down on power lines. If you can see the power lines themselves, we got some power lines shifted down to the right, hanging down over here on the left, and just a lot of brush weighing them down. Crews are having the roads closed off right now, and they will be fixing them momentarily. And stay tuned with 12 News at 6, as we will be heading down to Susquehanna County, taking a look at the damage down there as well.
Well, a Valdosta UPS driver made headlines last.
Okay, that Daniel guy there, Thamer, that was yesterday. That was. Oh, hang on. Let me get the camera up here. That you push the button. Let's see. Oh, you're gonna save me a sprinkler? Okay, those can be hazardous, Big Juice. Thamer says Daniel wake up this morning. That piece right there, Thamer, that was yesterday afternoon. That was after the storms. Okay, the storm came through yesterday. That was a report from yesterday afternoon. That wasn't from this morning. Okay, so yeah, I know the way it was presented. It seemed like it was this morning, but that was yesterday afternoon from Channel 12 about the storm damage. It showed a little bit of the storm damage as far as trees, a tree line there. He was sitting on it. And it's not major damage, but it's more damage than what is expected in this area during storms like this. So let's see. What else is on Channel 12? Got any update? And I think that's but there's thousands of people without power still, as far as that goes. And let's see, anything else? Let's go to nothing on the whale. Let's go to Channel 34. Channel 34 might have some news on this. Do they? Let's see, anything on the weather? No. Okay, let's see. Wow, they don't have any report on the. Okay, this will give you an idea. This is from Channel 34, and what it's talking about is Broome County, which is the next county over that took the major hit from this storm that came through yesterday. Broome County 911 service was down as Binghamton police requested no unnecessary travel. So this gives you another perspective of the storm that happened yesterday. Let's see. Big Juice saying, I know fireworks are illegal in New York City, but what about outside? I think they're legal in New York. I think they sell certain ones and stuff like that. I know I've lived right close to Pennsylvania. If I want any type of fireworks, I go over there. They have the best fireworks, Pennsylvania. Hey, Laura, how you doing? Happy 4th of July, you say. Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate you being here. Hope all is well over there in Norway. Laura's coming in. Thank you. We're just going over we had a big storm that rolled through here yesterday, and we're going to go ahead and show this one, this clip from Channel 34. Oh, yeah, Pennsylvania people over there really rock yeah, they do, Big Juice. Okay, let's go ahead and show this one. This will tell you the 911 services, because of the storm yesterday, was down. So here we go. That was the hail that was falling yesterday. Big thunderstorm that rolled through yesterday at about 3 p.m. local time yesterday. It's pretty windy. Trees were down. Communication lines were down. And where is that? Basically, the recent thunderstorm yesterday, Broome County 911 land service had gone offline, and the storm contained hail, heavy winds. People were encouraged to use their cell phones, but I imagine the cell phone was a little sketchy. And Binghamton Police right now is asking no unnecessary travel around north and east sides of Binghamton due to several tree limbs down. And so it was it was a damaging storm that came through, for sure, as far as that goes. And yeah, it was a pretty bad storm that came through. We missed it. Where I was at here in Tioga County, it was more north and south, so it came around, and then it just hit Broome County really hard. And Rich was out walking. You call this a storm? No, I don't know. Any type of thunderstorm, Big Juice, you don't go out in a thunderstorm. You're going to get hit with lightning. There was an article that some guy got hit in a boat or something like that and fried. Hail now. Yeah, there was a lot of hail. This is like impossible. Oh, is it? Never say never, though. You never know, Lore. Yeah, we do get our hailstorms and stuff. I did have this. That was big hailstorms. That was almost, they came close to being the size of a golf ball. They were actually the size of marbles. That's how big they were. And that's pretty big for up here as far as that goes. Let's see. What else do we have on Channel 34? That's why you stay in the car. The tires protect. Exactly. Let's see. Channel 34. Nothing there. I think that's it for this. Let's see. Wow, they don't have any local news on this storm. Let's see. Let's go to WENY. Is there anything on WENY? No, nothing on WENY. How about Channel 18? There's nothing there. Wow, there's nothing. No, they don't have any reports on the. Oh, that could be. Yeah. That could be. And let's see. That's about it as far as the news. What's going on here, folks? Let's see. Let me check this. What do we got for time? We're at an hour 40. We might just go an hour and 45 minutes, folks. I don't have nothing else to talk about here. The news is sort of squashed. Let me check some Facebook pages that I may have here. Let's check. So it feels like a holiday this morning because we don't really have that many people in the audience or people in the chat here and stuff. Usually we're just humming along and stuff like that. Let's see. Laura says, never seen hail in July here. Has happened in May, but super rare. So only when it's, yeah, that's true. But these thunderstorms, they can get pretty powerful here in the Northeast, Laura. And yesterday's one was pretty bad. We have a family member. You weren't here in the beginning of the broadcast, but we have a family member that lives in Binghamton. She had a tree in her backyard. It came down on their above ground pool. So that's totally, and they have aluminum siding. The hail actually, it looks like bullet holes. That's how hard the hail came down. And it's so they got some damage there. They had over close to a foot of water. That actually the water didn't get in their basement, but there was it was over a foot of water that dropped within a short span. Yeah, it's the National Weather Agency here in the United States. They categorize it as a damaging storm. Very rarely, very rarely do they tag any type of storm as damaging unless it gets damaging right off the bat. And this is like, I can't even remember the last time in my lifetime when we had a damaging storm that was that instantaneous as far as that goes. Let's see. Do they have something over here on Rumble? No. Okay. So let's see. What else do we got here? I'm checking the Facebook pages here, folks, to see what we got. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. And let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's check. Let me check some of these Facebook pages here that we got. Was there ever a storm too bad you couldn't respond to a call before, Rich Big Juice? Well, if the storm is really bad, you're staying in the house. You don't respond. Oh, hang on, folks. You got it? Okay, that's my sister-in-law there. They're checking in as far as that goes. You don't respond to, you're not going to put the people that respond, emergency service, police. You try and respond with safety, but if it's an all-out bang buster of a storm, you're not going to go out there and endanger your own life. So let's see. What am I looking for here? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Right on. So we're in agreement there. Let's see. WEBO. Let's see what's on WEBO. Do they have anything on damage? Okay, this is off of WEBO. This is some of the damage that took place. Here's an example of locally here, right in Tioga County. This is the northern part of the county. And let me show you this. Let's show you this one. This is off of the WEBO Facebook page. And this is the type of damage we're talking about. That's happened yesterday. That's somebody's house as far as that goes. And they're asking, where can we go? Where can we go as far as that goes? So, so you have damage like that to houses with trees and stuff like that. Yeah, that is bad. And that's an older house too. That was probably built back in the 1950s and early 60s. Looking at the architecture there and stuff. So that's the damage that some people are contending with, and my sister-in-law is one that's contending with that also. So let's see what else we got here. We got some more storm damage. And here's another one right here. There's another picture of a tree coming down. That's here. Okay, it might be sometimes tree coming down over there, home near Tioga Gardens, which you can see. It's not too, that's a big limb that just fell down over across on the car there. So. Let's see. Laura says maybe chop down trees that are too close. There's a lot of trees here, Laura. You can't cut them all down. It's like it's not cost effectiveness. As far as they take the chance. Some of these. If a tree is too old, yeah, they cut them down. But we got rid of all our trees in close proximity to the house. We do have some trees, like right back there. That's a maple tree that if it was to come down, it's far away from the house. That's the closest tree we have there. Yeah, that's what I've done over the years because of storms. And that would be an example. I think that homeowner right there of that last tree, they'll probably end up cutting the rest of the trees and stuff like that. A lot of people have done that, but for some people, it's just not cost effectiveness as far as that. But it's a crapshoot if you look at it. Let's see what else we can find here. Those are pictures off of WEBO's Facebook page. Let me see what else we have here on. Let's see, Fox 40. Maybe there's something on Fox 40. Let's see. This is what's happening right now. That's the amount of power outages. I live in Tioga County. We had 2,500 people. This is this is 43 minutes ago, folks. So this is how many people are still suffering from the weather, or the storm that happens. This is a power outage. Here's the latest numbers of customers without power this Friday morning in the southern tier of New York and eastern Pennsylvania. So these are the people without power right now. And I'm in Tioga. I'm fortunate. I live down here near the Owego area, but up north here, they really got hit up here, and this storm came down this way. It came, I guess can you see my cursor? Yeah, you can see the cursor. It came down this way, and 10,000 people in Broome County, they got slammed, and it just continued down into Susquehanna, Wayne, and Sullivan County. This is Catskill area right down here. So this is working. I'm showing you. We get some good information here on the storms. Okay, here's the hail. Here's a picture of the hail. To give you an idea of what hail is like. Here we go. This is from the Mike Tavero on the Fox 40 Facebook page. This is what hail sounds like when you're driving in it. Let's see. Let's get this going here. That was yesterday, folks. Somebody in a car. So, yeah, what's that? Some heavy storms in the U.S. now and then. Yes, we do get them. It's summertime, so we're going to have these pop-up thunderstorms because the atmosphere is always churning and stuff like that. So, but that's the hail coming down. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, that's from Fox 40. Let's go ahead and see. Did I check WEBOs? Did they have any? Oh, yeah, we did WEBOs. Okay, let's check WEMY. Did they have anything? No. Okay. Let's go ahead and Channel 12, WBNG. Let's see what WBNG has.
Now, where does his dad live? Is it too far away, or? Oh, over in that area. Okay. Ooh, I'll have to keep an eye on it.
Okay, here's some photos. Storm damage in Broome County. Let's go ahead and share this. This gives you an idea of the pictures. That's the hail right there. That's the hail coming down. You can see the size of the hail. That's the size of the hail. Yeah, they're about the size of a good sized marble. Yeah, they're pretty good size. That's what fell down. That's the accumulation of the hail on the ground. It almost seemed like winter. There's another tree. There's some damage right there. This gives you an idea of what happened in the storm over in Broome County. There's another one, another tree alongside the house. There's a bigger size of hail right there. That gives you an idea, measurement-wise, of the hail. 1 inch is the large size there.
We'll wait. Yeah. So
There's some damage. There's some significant damage that took place. So, like I said, this was a very damaging storm that came through.
no. Okay. Yep.
And that's how it looked as it was coming in. That's a thunderhead that just, these are what were known as pop-ups. They just pop up because the atmosphere is just right for it to happen. There's a power line that's down, and that's what's causing the power outage. You got telephone and electrical lines they're toppled over because of the storm. And there's some more hail on the ground. It looks like winter. Winter in July, as far as that goes. And there's a tree that's uprooted right there. That's on its side. That's how strong the wind is. It pulled it right up, and that's another tree on a car. There's another tree that was uprooted. So that shows you it was a pretty strong wind. Now this wasn't a tornado. This is a thunderstorm that came through with high winds. There's some road damage there. And there's some more. Mother Nature can be yes, it can be brutal. Exactly, Laura. I know that firsthand. There's another tree that's uprooted. So we did get some severe. There's the hail again on the ground. Sort of Christmas-like in July. There's some more police department. I think that's. Does that say what? Doesn't say which police department. Some more hail. Got pictures of hail. That gives you the size of it's larger than a 50-cent piece. And let's see, we got a couple more pictures here. And that as small as a penny. That's one of the new pennies there. And that's is that in somebody's house there? Or office? Just a tree, just coming crashing through the window in some cases. And that's it in the nutshell. And I have a sister-in-law that lives up in Binghamton. Her backyard, she has an above-ground pool. She has a tree about that size that fell inside it, so it's gone. I think she's very fortunate. She doesn't have any power right now, but very fortunate that the tree didn't go into the house. So, that's back in February. We don't want to do that. So that gives you an example of what took place here in the next, and it could have happened right here, but it went by. The storm was just to the north of us. We got a lot of rain, but it was dark right up in that area. I'm looking out the window here and I can just see it rolling. And it came in and it went down to the northern part of the county and then right into Broome County, and Broome County got slammed. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Okay, I'm just going over the see what significant damage we have to show on the Facebook pages here. So let's see. Tioga County Emergency. Do they have anything on their page? No, they don't. It's not updated. So let's go ahead. Did we do this one? No, there's nothing there. Firewire, anything there? Nothing there. WNBF. We'll finish off with WNBF. They might have something here. Let's see. No. Bob Joseph there. Does he have anything? No. Let's see. Let me check WNBF one more time here. WNBF. So very significant storm, to say the least. Weather. No, nothing there. So I think that we're about, let me just check one last time on the Facebook pages. Let's see, anything at CNY? Let's see. Laura says, I'm pretty safe where I'm at. Not much going. Okay, that's good. That's good to know, Laura. I don't think we ever hear any real damaging storms that happen up there in Norway is. Norway is. They have you have your weather, but I imagine you've said in the past that you do get some snow and stuff like that. So I think that's all. What? Let's see. Just check WEBO. Nothing. Okay, so I think we're. That's about it. And we're up at 2 hours. Okay, we're up at 2 hours right now, folks. So we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast and get our day started as far as that goes. And again, Laura, I don't know if you were here. I said it. This is the third time I said it in the broadcast, just to make it known to all the people in the chat. Tina is she's in the hospital this week getting some tests done. She's doing okay, I guess. She's going to find out what the results of the test. I'm not going to go into particulars, but she sends. She just wanted to let her. She messaged me last night to say that where she's at because she was missed. I don't think I can't remember if she was in the broadcast Monday. I have to go back and look at the replay feed, but I know Wednesday she wasn't, and I was a little. It's like where is she? Because I think she's doing okay. She's in good spirits, I think. It's just one of those things, when you're older, you got things that happen and stuff like that. I told her to listen to the doctor, listen to her daughter and stuff like that. Those are the people, sometimes, when, you just don't want to, you got to listen to the people you don't want to listen to, but they mean the best for care. So she did message me this morning saying, thank you for the concerns I sent last night. So, that message back and forth is telling me she's doing good. She could be doing better, but she'll be coming back here into the chat, and I just want to let you know because normally on the broadcast, right after the first hour, she leaves here to go over to Hal Moss's broadcast there, a gentleman that broadcasts on Twitch. He's a radio entity out there in Michigan, and Hal's a good guy. He's a great broadcaster and stuff, and she likes going over there, so she always says goodbye. So we didn't get no goodbye yet. So I'm wondering where Hal's on. Where's Tina? She's not here. So, but Tina, she's okay. She's just taking care of some the important stuff that needs to be taken care of, and she'll be coming back here, I'm sure. So our thoughts and prayers are with Tina right now for a speedy recovery. And as far as that goes, she's I got to knock on wood. I'm blessed with fairly good health and stuff, but when you get older, you got to take care of yourself. Even though I don't like doctors, but you got to take care of yourself, and you got to try and take your medicine, I guess, in this manner of speaking, because that's how you're going to get better and stuff. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up as far as that goes, and get our day started on this 4th of July. And let's see, we're going to go with that one there. And let's see, let's bring up the banner one time here. And I want to say thank you for Thamer for being in the chat there, coming in on the Twitch side from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Thank you, Thamer, for being here. Thank you, Captain Rehab, coming in from the city of brotherly love. Thank you, Tony D was in the house. Salute to you, my friend, my brother veteran, my good friend and fellow broadcaster. Thank you, Tony D, for being here. And thank you, Big Juice, also coming in from the Buckeye State of Ohio. Thank you very much. And as well, thank you, Lore Gammas, who is over there in Norway. Thank you very much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. You, Lore, and Thammer, give it the international flavor here as far as on this broadcast. I appreciate that. And with that, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here. I'm just going to be bumming around. I got all my work in yesterday. It's sunny and clear out there right now. So we're just going to kick back and enjoy this 4th of July and have a couple hot dogs tonight and a couple beers for dinner, and maybe go out and watch some fireworks as far as that goes. So with that, you all have a great one wherever you may be. You can follow me over on X, at Fireman Rich over on X. That's my mainstay for posting on these social media platforms. I post everything on X. I occasionally post some stuff over there on other platforms. I'm not going to rattle them off. There's a group of them. Just Google at Fireman Rich and you'll see where I'm at. And I do appreciate those views. If you want to follow me, that's up to you. Okay. If you do follow me here on the live stream, follow me over on Rumble also. I like Rumble. Rumble Studios is a great place to be at, and I'm enjoying it. I'm getting back into broadcasting using Rumble Studio on the gaming. I'm trying to get that sorted out there once again because I think the Prism Live Studios, if you broadcast more than one, you got to pay for it. So I'm going to be using Rumble Studios as far as that goes. All right, folks, Rich Roberts, wishing you all well. You have a great day. We made it to the weekend. We enjoy the week. We have a big weekend, long weekend. There's some people that started the weekend yesterday, actually. So it's a 4th of July weekend, as we call it here in the States. You all have a great one. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care and be safe. Okay, please be safe as far as that goes. And Laura says, take care and have a great day. Thank you, Laura. Thanks again, folks. Ciao for now.